Yo, Geeks Extension here, going to with more Lynne. So let's get right into it. Actually, no. Right before we do, I have an important announcement. So sometime in the future, I don't know exactly what date. I'll figure that out and keep you guys posted on the date. But the date is for I'm gonna be losing internet, so I'm not gonna be able to really use my computer. I would use the hotspot on my phone, but gaming on a PC can kind of eat away at your data, so there's no point. Plus, I only have 10 gigs of hotspot data. So yeah, that's what's going on. So around that time, I'll start uploading more Fire Emblem Heroes and probably some more other stuff as well. I'll have to figure it out. I might just record like vlogs and stuff, like of my daily life or something, you know. Think of some topics to talk about and talk about them, kind of like what I used to do. I used to just find random things to talk about, and I would upload vlogs every week or something. I used to do that like 2 or 3 years ago. It was great. That was like, I don't know, the prime for my uploading, but yeah, it's not the same anymore. My life definitely isn't the same as it was back then. It's been kind of worse. So, anyways, I figured, you know, I'm gonna try and crank out a bunch of these videos. So yeah, let's get right into it. So, where we left off last time was like we had this bad dream, where Lynne was in like an infinite bathroom that had the same setup every time. It had the same pattern. It had like the same basins, the same sinks, the same mirrors, same stuff, just the same stuff. It looked the exact same infinitely, basically. Then she woke up, and then we met her sister Jazz, and so yeah, that's kind of where. And then her and Jazz were talking for a while. We learned a bit about her sister, how her sister went to college for, I think it was like beauty. It was beauty and something else. I don't remember what. But she's pregnant, so she dropped out. I think she dropped out because she got pregnant. I don't know if she's still in college. I don't remember. If you guys know, if someone knows, they can comment it, but no one's gonna watch this, so oh well. Anyways, so here we go. We're gonna get into it. Finally, I'm gonna shut up. Well, I'm gonna shut up about the recap, and move on to the actual episode. So, the wind tugs at the hem of my school's skirt. I hold it down with one hand and use the other to support the straps of my beat-up old messenger bag. My bag's falling apart and it doesn't close properly now, but I can't afford a new one. I'll have to bear with it, just like I have to bear with Jazz hand-me-down uniforms and these old scuffed trainers. At least they're not the shoes I wore to Aunt Shirley's first wedding. Yeah, those were brutal. I click my tongue against the top of my roof. The roof of my top of my mouth. God, I can't read right now. Why am I still thinking about that dream? It must have left an impression on me. That's rare. I have bad dreams on an almost daily basis, but the details start slipping away the moment I open my eyes. It's definitely unusual for me to still remember not just the gist, but the specific ins and outs of my dreams while I wait on platform number 2 at Strawberry Hill Station for my train. Yeah, no, because normally you kind of like, for most dreams you forget about them. Most dreams you do not remember them. Some dreams even predict the future. I like those dreams. Sometimes they're not great moments though. Sometimes they're just random moments. There are a few other people waiting, glancing alternately between their watches and the electronic signboard. Rush hour in London is never pleasant. The trains are always packed. Okay, so we're in the UK. We're in London. That's nice. I hate going to school, especially with a bulky messenger bag to manipulate. Could be tough, man. You could hit someone. I mean, like, when I was going to school, there was times I'd even hit people behind me because I'm like, I'm tall. My backpack was like, I had a really small backpack one time, so it like, and I had a bunch of stuff crammed in it, so it like stuck out more than it should have, and like there would be like a good like foot between me and the person behind me, just from my backpack, and it was funny. It was pretty funny, and even my friends sometimes, because pretty much most of my friends were shorter than me, uh, my backpack would hit them it would like be pressed up against like their chest or their chin or something or like their face. They'd be like, Devin, you're too damn tall, and I'm just like, you're too damn short. Anyways, once I hit a small child in the face with my back. Oh, when I was scrambling up to the Jesus Christ. You know, if I was in that situation, if I just hit a small child in the face, I'd probably just I you know I'd probably immediately turn around and like apologize. I'd probably try and apologize. I mean, like, the kid, I don't know. I mean, like, first of all, why is the kid in range of being able to be hit by the bag? Anyways, he cried, and his mother started scolding me very, very loudly in front of all of those smart businessmen. Okay, see, that you're just making it a much bigger deal than it needs to be. Like, I get your child just got hit in the face by a bag and is possibly really hurt, but and I get it, he also started crying, so I mean, like, but still, you shouldn't scold the girl very loudly, very, very loudly in public. Don't make a scene about it. Like, okay, yeah, you could call her out, be like, hey, like, I mean, like, if she didn't already turn around to apologize, then that's one thing. But if she turned around to apologize, she could be like, hey, next time can you please watch where you're going? Instead of like scolding her, like, you know? What do you think you're doing, you clumsy girl? His nose is bleeding. You could have caused some serious damage. What do you have to say? Well, I would say I'm sorry, and then probably just be like, I'm sorry, I'll be more careful, and then just be on my way. That's probably what I would try and do because, well, I'm awkward. Socially awkward. By the end of this woman's tirade, I was almost crying too. Yeah, I wouldn't be close to crying. If anything, I'd probably argue back a little bit because, like, I feel like the woman would be overreacting. So, yeah, that's that. I couldn't cry, of course, because I wasn't a little kid, and people don't think it's cute when teenagers cry. They think it's pathetic. This is sometimes accurate. Not really in 2018. I don't think people necessarily find it pathetic. It's normal. I see it as normal. I used to see it as weakness because I used to cry a lot when I was a kid, and I always got made fun of and stuff like that. I was always called weak. I was always called a crybaby. And so, like, my mind just kind of, like, after years of that, my mind just kind of was like, hey, crying is wrong. You can't do that. Crying is just not allowed. You're not allowed to cry. Crying is just really wrong. And nowadays, it's like, it's kind of hard for me to cry sometimes. Like, sometimes something is really sad and I want to cry, but I just can't. This is only sometimes. I'm not saying this happens often where I just can't cry. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the verge of tears, but no tears are just coming out, so. I was 13 back then. I'm even older now. I don't feel any wiser, though. Yeah. My GCSEs are coming up soon. Then I'll be finished with school for good. Fun fact about GCSE. If you take the first three letters of that, GCS, that's actually like, that's like, those are the letters for my gaming group known as Green Cap Squad, GCS. It's kind of funny how it's a coincidence, but it's still kind of funny to me. I won't need to ride on the cramped train at 7:30 in the morning ever again unless I decide to go to college like Jazz did. Yeah? I don't think I'd go to the same college as Jazz, though, because she was studying health and beauty. Oh, it was health and beauty. Okay. I knew it was beauty because she, knew about beauty, but yeah. Okay. That's a vocational subject. I think Jazz is pretty good at health and beauty, especially the beauty part. And she works on beauty a lot. She knows all about getting your nails trimmed and how to curl people's hair. But Dad wasn't very happy about it. He kept banging on, saying she was wasting her life, wasting her education. We've given you so many opportunities, and you just fling them back in our faces. Why can't you be more like your sister? I don't know why anybody would want to be like me. I don't want to be like me. But at the same time, I glance to the right. I half expect to see a glint of metal taps in my peripheral vision, complete with basins, but I don't. Okay, think about the dream again. Instead, I see a girl around my age, but not quite my age. I know her. We're in the same form group. Don't know what a form group is. We've been in the same form group ever since I started at Grace Court School. She's a girl who looks a lot like me, with straight black hair and brown eyes, but there's more to it than that. It's the arrangement of the features on her face and the shape of them, too. Her eyes, her nose, her ears, her lips. She looks so much like me, it's a little creepy. She looks so much like me that Miss Madley, our form teacher, did a double take when she saw us in our oversized Grays Court uniforms on our first day in year 7. She asked us in this very exaggerated tone if we were twins. Like being a twin is something special. We're not, of course. We're not related at all. Well, we're probably related in some way if you go far back, far enough, but the blood ties between us are so weak that they'd be about 99.9999% water. It doesn't help that she has the same name as me. What? A similar name, at least. My name is Lynne. She's called Lynne. Oh. Oh, I thought... Oh, I was wondering why... Okay. She's me, but a me who reached into the Scrabble box and pulled out an extra vowel. Her name would be worth more than mine if you tried to play it on the board. Like, she's so much better than I am. And, in a way, I guess she is. Her school bag is nice and shiny, so are her shoes. Her uniforms are always ironed, and her tights never have any holes. She's like me, but better. Lynne with an E. That's like that meme. Who are you? I'm you, but better. She'll probably do better in her GCSEs than I will, too. That's a given. Lynne is really smart. Rip you. I look at her. I look at her for a little too long, as I often do, and she lifts her head. Her eyes meet mine. Her gaze hurts. I feel like a needle is digging into the back of my skull. A short, sharp pain splits through the side of my head. I wince. I know this is going to sound petty, but I really, really hate that girl. Jesus Christ. Chill. Ooh, we gotta meet a new girl, Susie. Hey, Lynne, guess what Aki bought me? Who's Aki? I don't know. What did Aki buy you? Well... Susie smiles smugly, her head resting on her hand, her elbow resting on the desk. Her legs are crossed, but she keeps uncrossing and recrossing them and adjusting the hem of her skirt. Susie's kind of like that. She's one of those girls who's lucky enough to be considered kind of pretty despite all her freckles, and she's flaunting it. Her face is nice, I guess, but I think her thighs are the prettiest part of her body, you know? I like thick thighs, I'm not gonna lie. I like thick women, you know. Thick thighs save lives. Anyways, her thighs are slender, milky and white, and she wears her school skirts a little too short so she can show them off, even in the winter. I'm kind of jealous. Susie's cute enough as it is. Even her name is cute, though her full name, Susanna, is a little stuffy, you know. She doesn't need to make herself cuter. Being her friend is kind of bad for my self-esteem. She's had way more boyfriends than I have. It's not fair. Not that it's hard to have more boyfriends than me. I haven't had any. That's not much of a competition, is it? Like I could ever compete with Susie. Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry, yawning. He bought me a maid outfit, a real maid uniform. Oh, really? That's cool, I guess. I try to sound enthusiastic, it's hard work. I've had to listen to Susie talking at me, more like, about her dreamy Japanese boyfriend for the last month and a half, Aki. She met him online when she was doing a live stream. He contacted her and said he could compose music and he knew a little bit about idol culture, and if she was really serious about being a performer, then he could be her manager. Now, he's dating her. Well, dating in the loosest possible way, since he lives in Japan and we live in Richmond. It is cool, right? I'm going to wear it on one of my live streams. Neat. That's so me. I just reply. That's how I reply to people sometimes. Neat. Yeah, I picked the outfit out myself. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, Aki has money, so... Gold digger, question mark? Susie smiles and shrugs her shoulders, coggly. Having a rich boyfriend must be nice. It must be nice having any boyfriend, full stop. Though, I guess Aki's more of a man than a boy, and he lives so far away, he and Susie have no hopes of ever kissing and cuddling. Well, all the boys in our year group are stupid. Good! Stop yawning, buddy. The boys in our form are especially brain dead. Bradley here tried to give himself a tattoo with his protractor and a blue Biro pen in maths. What? He managed to give himself a makeshift tattoo, a lopsided wonky one, but he also gave himself blood poisoning. Jesus. Yeah, no, that's pretty dumb. You don't do that. You don't do that, kid. Don't do that, kid. Craig Bentley is always making lecherous comments and trying to peer up girls' skirts when they walk up the stairs. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. In fact, I hate them. Girls my age are meant to be interested in relationships, I think. That's what all the teen books and movies say. I'm not, though. Maybe there's something wrong with me, and that's what Jazz says. She had a lot of boyfriends when she was my age, too, but I don't think she ever really liked them. Sometimes I've tried to imagine it, but letting a boy like Bradley or Craig touch me with their dirty, smudgy fingers makes me feel sick. If I had a boyfriend, I think I'd rather have a boyfriend like Aki, who lives so far away, I'd never have to worry about him peering up my skirt or trying to grope me. Not like anybody would want to. Aki's so generous. Susie's still stuck in La La Land. She's moaning over her boyfriend like he's the second coming of the Christ. I can ask him to buy me anything, you know. Literally anything. He just jumps at the chance, like it's some huge honor. Asian guys are always so eager to please. I think it sounds weird. Yeah? Oh, Lynne. Susie tuts. She looks sympathetic. You'll understand when you start dating. Stupid boys like Bradley and Craig are rude and mean and make gross comments, but real men know how to treat their girlfriends right. Why's that? Because they know they're lucky to have us. I mean, look at it this way. I'm a cute young girl. I'm in the prime of my youth. He, meanwhile, is in his 30s. Well, he says he's in his 20s, but I don't believe it. I've seen the photos. He's old, and he's not really super attractive. I think he's cute, but there are way better guys out there. Why should I be interested in him? Because you like each other? I guess, but that's not it. It isn't? Of course not. Don't be daft. It's about give and take. He wants a cute young girlfriend, and I want somebody who will spoil me and buy me nice things. Everybody wins. But what do your parents think about Aki? What they don't know doesn't have to hurt them. Okay, so she's definitely a gold digger, but that guy's not. If he's in it, even if he's in his 20s, these girls are only in like what? If they're only in like what? High school or something? I don't know. College? No, they're like only in high school or middle school. It's middle school or high school. I don't remember. It's pretty weird. Aren't they suspicious about all the packages he keeps sending you? You worry too much, Lynne. +1 stress. Jesus, why do I get stressful about that? Susie looks at me pityingly. She always looks at me like that, like I'm slow in the head. So what if she's had a couple of boyfriends? That doesn't make her more mature than I am. but judging by the way she talks, you'd think she was far older. You should live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend yourself. I don't think I want one. You will. Give it time. Plus 2 stress. Jesus. Like, it's a foregone conclusion. Susie starts peering at her fingernails. She turns them this way and that, examining them beneath the lights of the classroom. Her fingernails are perfect, just like the rest of her. They're manicured, painted with new gloss. Please don't demonetize me. Oh wait, I'm not even monetized. Ha! Joke's on you, YouTube! I can say what I want because I'm not monetized. She never ever bites them. Who has the time to worry about their appearance that much? Susie, I guess. Susie's been doing live streams from her bedroom for a couple of years now, in her attempts to become a Japanese idol, an English angel with white skin and blue eyes. Seems to be working out for her. I think she's actually pretty popular. Not that I watch her streams. It'd be kind of, wow. Voyeuristic, I think. And anyway, who wants to watch their best friend since kindergarten wearing cat ears or a kimono? How do you know she wears those things? A kimono. How do you know she wears... First of all, how do you know she wears those on her live streams? I mean, she might have told you. Second of all, I'm sorry if I butchered that word. I'm sorry if I butchered this word, guys. I'm really sorry. I can't talk sometimes. I guess she has a new costume in her... Wow. Repertoire now. Courtesy of her boyfriend slash manager. Good for Susie. At least she's happy. I mean, is that really what's important though? She looks happy anyway. And isn't that basically the same thing? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dad and Jazz are arguing again. Oh boy. I don't think it's Jazz's fault. She probably didn't want to argue, least of all with Dad. Jazz used to bully me a lot when we were little, but I don't think she's a nasty person. Not really. Even if she is, she certainly wouldn't try to pick a fight with our dad. Dad's a lot bigger than both of us, and he's scary, too. He'd be scary even if he didn't have such a quick temper. Dad's shoulders are broad, and his hands are very large. They're scarred from years of manual labor. He works in construction, has done ever since I can remember. It's kind of good Dad works in construction. Usually he's too tired and dusty to do anything other than sigh and grunt and lie on the sofa watching the TV when he comes home from work. But that's just most of the time. Not all the time. Sometimes he comes home in really foul moods, his hands cracked and muddy, the palms bleeding, and then he starts shouting. He never starts shouting right away, though. He's always quiet at first, like a volcano before it erupts. That makes it even scarier. Dad isn't a bad person. He doesn't mean to lose his temper, I don't think. I don't think he wants to shout at Mum or insult Jazz or make me cry. He does it because he's stuck in an exhausting job he doesn't like, but he never went to college, so he can't get anything better. According to Dad, the job market's in the shitter right now, his words, not mine. And there's no way he can even hope of getting anything halfway decent. That's why he keeps telling me I should study. I have to do well, I have to succeed, I have to make him proud. I think what he really means is don't end up like me. You know, it's kind of what my dad says to me too. Like, I graduated, by the way, guys, for those that are curious. If you followed me throughout, you know, my years of high school, yeah, I graduated. I did. But because my dad pushed me to. That's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, I'm happy I graduated. It's out of the way, and I'll have a easier time getting jobs. Well, more of an easy time than without one, is what I'm trying to say. I'll have an easier time getting a job with one than I would without one. So that's why he got so angry at Jazz when she broke the news about her pregnancy. Maybe he thought it was some kind of failure on his part. Or maybe he thought he'd done everything he could for us and Jazz was throwing his efforts back in his face. I could understand that. Undergoing a lot of stress, and then, like, you know, you work at a shit job, and then you come, and then, like, your daughter, you didn't graduate from, like, what was it, high school or college. He dropped out or something. He didn't get a proper education. So he doesn't really have a good job, and so that's why he wants both of his daughters to have good jobs and have finished college, but the oldest one didn't. It must suck. He's argued with Jazz on an almost daily basis since then. Jazz isn't meek like me, and she doesn't get scared easily, so she always argues back. Dad started to have a go at Jazz as soon as he got home today, and then she tried to defend herself, and things got worse from there. Mom asked Dad to stop, but he just shoved her away. Stay out of this, Marigold. It has nothing to do with you. Mom tried to say it did have something to do with her because Jazz is her daughter, and then Dad gave her this look, and Mom hid herself away in the kitchen. Dad and Jazz are still arguing even now. I can hear them downstairs, their voices echoing throughout the house. So you just sat home and did nothing again? You're wasting your life. Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm 6 months pregnant. I don't want to risk hurting the baby. The baby? The baby? It's always the fucking baby. You should have thought about that baby before you gave yourself to the first man that asked. I already told you, it was a party. I was drunk. And that makes it all better, does it? I wasn't saying that. I don't want to hear it. I didn't raise my only daughter to be a slut. Jesus Christ. I wish the walls in this house weren't so thin. I can hear them yelling even though I'm in the upstairs bathroom. I think the neighbors can hear too. We've had noise complaints more than once. The arguing got so bad at one point Jazz moved out to live with one of her friends for 3 weeks. Mum cried and thought she'd never come back. But she did. Dad cried too. He hugged Jazz and called her his baby girl and said he was sorry. He was so sorry. He said he'd never shout at her like that again. He was wrong. I stare at the ceiling. The beige paint is peeling and mold is sprouting in the corners. The water, now lukewarm, pools around my body. The tap is faulty and it drips over and over again into the already overfull bathtub. It's not loud enough. Not loud enough to drown out the noise. There's always so much noise. I sink back in the tub, submerging myself completely. I want to hide from it all. Everything. There are rolls of fat on my tummy and my legs need shaving. They're nicked here and there with small scars from my last attempt. I have PE tomorrow, it's my least favorite lesson. I can't stand it. I don't like getting changed in front of classmates. I always worry compared to everyone else that my body looks all wrong. I close my eyes. The water flows about my head. It warms its way inside my ears. It's harder to hear Dad and Jazz like this. The sound is distorted, like it's happening on an alien planet millions of light years away. I think I prefer that. I'd like to live in space if it meant I could be alone. No Dad, no Mom, no Jazz, no Susie, no Lynne either. I wonder what Lynne's house is like. I bet it isn't like this. It could be, you never know. It could be like this. And next we have number 8G. Or is that 86? Number 86, Miss Harper, will you please step onto the stage? I want to obey the disembodied voice, but I can't. My legs are trembling like a baby deer's. My heart is pounding. I can hear them all. The crowd, they're cheering. It's so loud it hurts. They're getting more and more excited. The previous act is unsheared off the stage. The red X that marks the spot is free, waiting. I feel sick. Why did I sign up for this? I don't think I did sign up for it. It must have been Susie. We saw an advert on TV a while back, and Susie said it was a great opportunity. You wouldn't want to miss out on a shot at stardom, would you? She asked. I would, very much so. I don't like performing in front of other people. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not pretty like Susie. I'm not self-confident. I'm not anything, really. Why am I here? I want to turn around and leave, but I've already come this far. I can't back out now. The roar of the crowd is almost deafening. Miss Harper, will you please step onto the stage? This disembodied voice calls to me again, crackly and distorted. It sounds impatient. The crowd are getting impatient too. So Susie. She's standing behind me. When did she get there? And she pushes me between my shoulder blades. Her eyes are narrowed. Come on, Lynne. We worked hard for this. You can't back out now. I don't know. I'm nervous. You can't be nervous. Not after we worked on your choreography. I don't know. Sorry about that word. And you have such a cute outfit, too. It'd be a shame not to flaunt it. Cute. I'm not too sure. This outfit would probably look cute on Susie, but it doesn't look cute on me. My skirt is too short. It's several inches above my knees. Oh. If I move around too much, I'll be in serious danger of exposing my underwear to the entire nation. What was I thinking? I never think. The longer I stand here in the wings, paralyzed with fear, the harder and harder it gets for me to think until I start to unthink. Everything I might have thought is slipping out of my skull, like somebody's drilled a hole in my head. Susie, please, I can't. You have to. Aki's composed the song especially for you. Aki? I glance over Susie's shoulder. Aki's there, because of course he is. He was always there. He came to see me, because he composed a song for me and now I have to dance to it. He's in his 30s, but he doesn't look that old, though. When I squint, I can see small lines between his eyes. His teeth are a little yellow, too, and there are blemishes across his skin. I can't imagine Susie dating someone like this, but he is rich, so... And your mother made your costume. You can't let her down. That's right. That's right. I made it just for you, darling. Jeez. Mom? Don't look so surprised, dear. I wanted to come and cheer you on. That's right. You can do it, Lynne. Oh. And Jazz? Jazz is here too? Why wouldn't Jazz be here? Why would Jazz be here? If Aki's here, who I'm sure I've never met before, it makes sense Jazz would be here too. I'm not sure about Dad, but maybe he was so ashamed at the thought of his favorite daughter making a fool out of herself on national television that he couldn't bear to show up. I don't think I blame him. Miss Harper, if you are there, will you please come onto the stage? The audience are stamping their feet against the floor. I can hear them. They stamp over and over again. It echoes inside my skull. My heart pounds harder and harder. You can do it, Lynne. Don't back down. You're meant to be the smart one. I've always wanted at least one of my children to amount to something. Hey, what about me, Mom? But I... You worry too much, Lynne. You need to live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend. I feel like I'm going to be sick, but maybe Susie's right. I do need to live a little. I can't give up before I've tried. I breathe in deeply and square my shoulders. My stomach's churning. I think I'm going to be sick, but I try to suppress it. The show must go on. The show will go on, whether I want it or not. Want it to or not. The lights on the stage are far too bright. The roar of the crowd is deafening. I feel like I've been tossed off the side of a ship. I'm drowning in sounds and sensations. There are so many colors. I can see the white lights flickering inside my eyelids when I blink. This stage is the only thing that separates me from the crowd. If they wanted, they could swarm forwards and pull me down at any time. Hurt me. Trample me. Break me. I shiver. Susie and Aki and Jazz and my mother are waiting for me in the wings, just beyond the plush red curtains, but I've never felt so long. My fingers tremble. My makeup is starting to run. I'm sweating foundation and eyeshadow and mascara like some sort of clown. A circus freak. The crowd goes wild. So, Miss Harper, will you please introduce yourself? What brings you to Searching for the Stars? I need to lift my head. Stop looking at my feet. I doubt I'm making a good impression. My grip around the microphone spasms. When did I have a microphone? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm Lynne Harper, and I'm 15 years old. I go to Grays Court Secondary School, and I'm not that good at anything. The audience laughs appreciatively. But my friend Susie made me sign up for this, and she put together a routine for me, so I'm going to sing and dance. Alright, do your best! Yes, thank you. The music begins to play. It's the song Aki composed for me, but there's something wrong with it. It's muffled and distorted, like it's playing from the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of beady, unblinking eyes are trained on me. They all want to see me fail. Maybe this is what I deserve. I watch Britain's Got Talent and the X Factor in the living room with Jazz sometimes, whenever they're on, and we always snigger, blah, 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 at the crap acts. The old women with false teeth who can't sing. The stunt artists who trip and fall over their own feet. The comedians who can't get a single smile, yet alone a laugh. It's just a public exercise in meanness. Really, it's just a way to mock and belittle those who dare to think that they have talent. But I don't think that. I know I don't have any talent. There you go, Lynn. I'm just Lynn. Plain Lynn. I don't even have an extra E at the end of my name. And speaking of which, there's a girl in the audience. I recognize her. She's sitting between two dark and shadowy figures without her eyes or noses or ears or mouths. Oh. In contrast, this girl's features are very sharp. Her eyes are awfully familiar. So is her nose, her mouth, her ears, her hair. She looks just like me, but she isn't me. She can't be me because I'm up here and she's down there. Lynn? I feel like she's imagining that girl. The music continues. I stand there, feeling stupider and stupider with every passing second. I sweat makeup. Animal fat rolls off my skin and gobbets. The audience are getting restless. They start calling out to me. I can't hear what they're saying. I'm glad too, but I get the general gist. They stamp their shadowy feet. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Hold on. Okay, back to where we were. They point with their shadowy fingers. They shout with their shadowy mouths. Get her off the stage! She's not doing anything! What a waste! A waste. I really am a waste. I feel faint. I think I'm going to collapse until a strange, scuttling sensation begins to creep. No, not just creep. Car's body. The touch is almost intimate, but in such an incredibly wrong way it makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. What's happening? I think this is a dream, I'm pretty sure, because she was just in the bath, but now she's here for some reason. There are feelers all over my body, or maybe they're not feelers. Could they instead be legs? Yes, legs, that's what they are. Hundreds upon hundreds of tiny insectile legs. They trail down the small of my back. They probe the dark crevice of my belly button. They squirm against the insides of my thighs. They're everywhere, all of them horrible, horrible monsters. My body is crawling with dozens upon dozens of millipedes. Where do they come from? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever find out. The audience are laughing. The sound threatens to burst my eardrums. I have very narrow ear canals. Mom said it was a medical condition. It runs in the family. I can't deal with all this. These disgusting, filthy, horrible creatures. I try to bat them away, brush them off. A few millipedes fall from my thighs. They lay upside down on the wooden stage, their legs squirming pathetically in the air. Hundreds upon hundreds of legs. I step on them. They burst, leaking black insect fluid all over the wooden stage. The audience laughs harder. They're pounding their feet against the floor. The stage seems to shake. Why are they enjoying this so much? What did I do wrong? No matter how many millipedes I shake off my body, yet more spawn to replace them. They're endless. They continue to wriggle and writhe, covering every inch of my body, between my toes, against my armpits, even inside my mouth. I choke, gag, thousands of tiny legs, even thinner than pipe cleaners. Try to prise my lips open. I can feel them wriggling against my tongue. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to vomit millipedes all over the stage. Everybody's going to see. They're going to laugh. Everybody. Except her. We going back to Lynne? Yep. She won't laugh. She'll just watch and stare, and she won't do anything to help me. Why should she? I've never tried to be nice to her. Why would she be nice to me? I feel like this is deeper than, like, it's showing on, like, a surface level. I can't keep upright. I fall to my knees, squishing several wriggling minipedes beneath me. There are more and more of them. They're not just crawling against my skin, over my brow, inside my bra, inside me, inside my mouth, beneath my eyes. Secreted away inside my veins. I'm choking. I'm drowning. I'm dying. And everybody laughs. Hey Lynn, you finally woke up, and good God, you look awful. Morning. Sleeping Beauty. Did you have a good night? Why'd I give her like a redneck thing there? Oh, alright guys, well, this was video ended up being like almost twice as long as the last video, so that's where I'm gonna end it off for today. I figured that was another bad dream, because it seemed too out of place. It just kind of like skipped. It was obvious that it was just a dream because of like the setting and like how wacky it was, not to mention when she started about minipedes, that especially kind of gave it away that it was a dream. So anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button as well. Or if you want to help support my channel, hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to help, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. And if you want to be notified when I actually upload videos, you can hit that bell icon as well, so you know when I upload. Alright. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.